This is an ice bath set to below 10 degrees Celsius, which is very cold. This is a Mary about to get in the ice bath with 6 weeks to go before Chicago Marathon. And we've learned so much even through this cycle, even though we've been through so many marathons in so many years. We want to share it with you because we've just had what I would call an excellent block. But how long do you think Mary is going to last in the ice bath while she talks to us about the block? Because the key focus of this block was everything that wasn't running. Okay, go. Be brave. Be brave, little one. Okay, the timer has started.
Oh my gosh. That's cold.
Ooh, it is. She can barely talk at the moment. So how we're going to do this is I'm going to ask Mary some questions. I'm going to talk you through the running of our block, what we did on each day and how we achieved it. Mary's going to try and talk you through all things non-running, hence the being in the ice bath, because there is a purpose to her being in the ice bath. Mary, what do you think we've learned in this block about the non-running stuff?
That it's absolutely crucial. And I know we always say it, but to be honest, you know, I've got to the end of other blocks and I've said it's amazing, I haven't skipped a run session, but in reality I have skipped other things like strength, like mobility, and like these kind of recovery things, leg compressors, massage, ice bath, whatever. And that's really the thing that we've realised is helping us at the moment run pretty strong, and I can't even cross my fingers because I can't move, but so far pretty pain-free.
So let's talk you through Monday then, because Monday we don't run. We either do strengthening or we recover. So I've got into a little routine where I wake up every morning now and I do mobility for the first 20 minutes of my day. But after school, we come home and we do strength and conditioning in the house. So why not come to the track to tell you about the 3 track sessions that we've been doing over the last 3 weeks. This actually is a pretty nice session in itself, 400, 300, 200 with the rest. We learned it from Rory Linkletter, I'll link it here. But the track is where we've seen the biggest gains, right, in the last 3 weeks.
We have put in some serious hard work.
And here's
on
what we've been,
track.
oh sorry, interrupted you. Here's what we've been doing. So while we recover from our interval repeats, the first session we did on the first week of the block was 800 meter repeats, one I really like, but it did, it blew us apart. First session of the new block, and it's not a pleasant one, I'll be honest. It is 2 kilometer warm up, 3 kilometers at marathon pace or lactate threshold 1, and then 10 times 800 at lactate threshold 2. Second session was actually a bit of a hybrid because we came out onto the track and then like a storm from Independence Day started rolling in. The clouds were unreal, so we had to cut it round about halfway, go back, finish on the treadmill. Never fun. But that was 1,600 meter repeats, so double the repeats from the week before. Which brings us to the final week of the training block. I must admit we didn't really film much because we were filming for another video, but kilometer repeats, the good old fashioned run a kilometer at your half marathon kind of 10k pace, which is lactate threshold. We did 10 of those bad boys, and I'll tell you what, they felt good actually, but in the moment it was hard work, but you just feel amazing afterwards. And that's the key to all of this. I love track sessions, I love threshold sessions, because the buzz you get is like twice what you get from easy runs, and it's why we do it. Oh, that's where she's at. I'm gonna have to ask her another question quite quickly.
Can I ask you a question?
No, because I'm getting into the ice bath.
Is it possible to lose toes?
In an ice bath?
Yeah.
No. Maybe. So, what about Wednesdays? What do we do Wednesdays?
Wednesday is strength as well, so like we've been going into the gym at school and doing it there. Loads of single leg work. some arm strengthening for me as well, because I'm still building that strength back, and I don't know what else to say. Strength work.
And Thursday. This is our recovery run on Thursday, which is an easy 7K, but actually we've been using Thursday as a kind of hybrid model because we want to get the volume in, but we want to be a bit marathon specific. So while we're not doing marathon specific stuff in the long run, we're trying to dabble in it on a Thursday run. Spawn of Satan by our legs. Oh, it's very friendly for a stray cat. Anyway, Thursdays, my first Thursday at the block, I actually used it to do a little bit more marathon specific work, and that was for the carbohydrate video that will have just come out just before this video. And you went out and did a nice easy 15, didn't you? So I ended up doing 18. And the second week, rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
You did easy 15, I did 18 at marathon pace, again, for the video that's just come out. So it's grinding consistency, that's what does it. But then I felt like Mary was missing out.
So you gave me a treat in the
So I gave Mary a treat. I got her on the treadmill, progressive 5K at old marathon PB, 5K at current marathon PB, and 5K at goal marathon PB. So we were playing around with our marathon pace, and I was the one that went out easy like this.
Yeah.
And actually the plan for the Thursday runs moving forward is pretty simple. It's either going to be a double run day, probably will be a double run day most Thursdays, or it's going to be 15 to 18K. Just consistency. I mean, how many times have I said the word consistency?
I think that's a key theme of this whole block.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, and one last thing to mention on camera is that Thursday night in our household is traditionally date night, and that doesn't mean we go on a date. Weirdly for us,
This is part of it.
we go on a run and we drink Pocari Sweat at the end of the run. So that's the other thing that we've been getting up to, is drinking Pocari Sweat.
Yeah.
Yes, we're boring and weird. Love it.
It's good though.
Yeah. And then we move to Saturday, and if you are training for a marathon or have ever trained for a marathon, you'll know that a lot of the things you have to do session-wise when you're training is just, I don't want to call it tick over, but it's base miles. It's non-stress, low pace, easy running, just to make sure your legs are in the condition to get you through a marathon. And that's what Saturdays were all about, but it wasn't always Saturdays. For me, one of the things that I found really difficult to do was run many days back to back in the lead up to Boston Marathon. Ended up not being able to train at all on the road, had to go on the elliptical trainer. So I decided in this block, I'm going to switch it around a little bit. I'm going to still get some running done, but I'm going to aim to run 4 times a week, and I'm going to supplement that with cycling. So I use my Fridays or Saturdays in rotation to actually get some bike miles, some quality bike miles, hard aerobic base work, but no impact on the legs. And that was key for me in this block, I think, is I've come into just about to start the final block with no pain, no discomfort, ready to go. Saturday easy 7K done. And that's the tale of Saturdays and Fridays, I guess, but it's Sundays. Long run Sundays, that's where I think the real difference is being made. And that brings us to here, the good old Sunday long run. We're actually on our recovery week long run, so 14 kilometers, which is what, about 9 miles of just really easy, enjoyable team running. So, and the way we look at the long run is that it is the cornerstone session, because as hard as they are, you can't really find a replacement for them in the week in terms of tempo won't do it, speed work won't do it,
yeah,
easy middle distance runs won't do it.
Yeah, getting all that distance in one chunk, practicing essentially for the marathon.
Yeah, so they are hard, and sometimes they can feel really brutal and you can be really dejected, but actually long term when they come together, there's nothing better, and there's nothing better for your marathon training. So yeah, we've had a run of 3 reasonable ones.
Yeah.
So we started the block with a 23 kilometer long run, but we were just not in the place where our bodies were used to that kind of distance yet, because it had been a bit of a downtime after Boston, so we found that one pretty hard, kind of fell apart by the end. Halfway through the first long run of the block, and although so my heart rate is playing ball, it feels quite hard, but the one major difference in this block and this training is that I'm running pain-free. And for that, I'm just so happy. I couldn't care what pace at the moment. I couldn't care what heart rate. Pain-free, like that means enjoyable running, and that's what I've got at the moment. How you feeling?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I felt pretty strong. Just that second gel didn't really agree with me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, same again.
Oh.
So I was going really well until then.
Oh.
Then my heart rate shot up, but...
Longest run since Boston. My legs felt great, just the heart rate wasn't quite there yet.
Yeah, same.
But we'll take that right now. 1 down, 5 to go.
Second one was 25 and it wasn't so good. We didn't do our timing right, so we started the run too late, got really hot, and we probably started too hard and our heart rate was too high and we totally tailed off. So it was a bit of a tough one, but one that I think we learned from.
Yeah, it was a good lesson learned. Not a nice lesson learned. This is one of those runs where I'm finding it extremely difficult to film because I'm just on my limit. It's a long run, 25 kilometers. But yeah, I'm 21k in and yeah, right on my limit, and I'm really trying to ease it back, but it is about 38 degrees if you include humidity. And yeah, struggling to keep my heart rate down. Just want this one to be over. Is that absolutely murdering me? Unbelievably hot now. We just have to start early, even earlier. We were running at 6 AM, but that is not early enough here for long runs. Oh, that was awful. Got to report the highs and the lows, right? But oh my God, just too hot. Timed it wrong. Was counting every 200 meters by the end, just to tick along, just to grab onto something. But I'm now cool down walk. And finally, last long run of the block, 27 kilometers, but it was the one where it all clicked because we just made some tweaks from the week before. We made sure we got up earlier. We started at 5:45. The temperature was just a bit kinder anyway because of a storm overnight, and we ended up being able to hold the pace. In fact, I ran the fastest last kilometer by a long way and felt strong. So all things considered, sorry, running under a bridge, it worked out for us, right?
Yeah, we ended on a high for sure.
Hey, it's 5:45 AM. We're on our long run, last long run of the block, 27 kilometers. Heat feels all right at the moment. Kilometers to go, and it's held together really well today. And now it's all about kind of picking it apart. Was it something that I did intentionally, like we had a Bix carbohydrate and caffeine mix before we ran today instead of just carbohydrate? Or was it something like the elements, like something I can't control, like is the fact that it's, oh, felt like I just got stung on my leg. Is the fact that it's just a little bit lower in temperature today, is that enough to have a good clicky run? Or, you know, just one more run along in the training block? And whatever it is, it feels good. And these are the kind of runs that pin you back into it for next week. I felt so good, in fact. That last kilometre was the fastest of the lot by a long way. Just decided to go for it, heart rate be damned. Went up, you know, out of zone 2, but, you know, that's okay. 3:48 last kilometre. Really happy with that and felt really strong, really good. And here comes Mary, and actually I can see by the look on her face she might have had a good run, hopefully, because she is smiling as she comes through. Mary?
Hi.
How was it?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah, good, I enjoyed it.
Did you? Much better than last week?
Yeah, much better.
Me too, yeah, same.
Oh good, when I saw that you'd showered I thought, uh-oh. Because Ben said he might need to shower if he needs to wash a bad runner.
No, I didn't. I had a really, really good run.
Good.
Like, really good, so yeah.
Good, me too.
Oh, good. It was just one of those, I think, starting, what I didn't mention in the video while I was going round, I was trying to think of all the things that it might be that the run is better, like the caffeine and, you know, the temperature is a little bit better. But obviously, we started 30 minutes earlier as well.
Yeah.
And that has to account for it as well.
Yeah, and we've had 2 early nights.
Yeah.
Back-to-back, good sleep, and yeah, just further down the line I think. My legs, I was tired for the first lap, but the second lap really good from there.
What are some of the other things that you focus on throughout the week then, just quickly, before you've only got You've got 25 seconds. What are some of the other things?
Big one for me, since I've had my Ultra Human ring and I've been tracking my sleep, I've realised my sleep is so much better if I wind down before actual sleep time. So I've really been trying to be productive in the evening and then put my phone away in another room and spend time really relaxing, because then yes, I'm getting my 8 hours or more, but it's actually better quality. So
you've big focus on big focus on sleep as well as strength and conditioning as well as mobility.
Yeah, but actually improving my sleep to the next level.
Yeah. Do you want to get out? It's 6:17.
Okay.
Get out. What are you looking forward to for the next vlog?
I'm looking forward to tackling the really big miles and how that's going to make me feel, even though it's going to be awful at the time, but I'm kind of ready for it and looking forward to really nailing all the bits around it, the bits I've talked about that are going to hold it all together.
And do you think PB is on in Chicago?
Yeah.
Do you think Joy is on in Chicago?
Yes.
That was more definitive. Oh, that is so cold. I'm going to get in and I'm going to sum this up in 3 words, because we've been training for marathons for a long time, but I think now I'm at a place where it's gone so well, I'm going to be able to sum it up in 3 words. Don't think, just do. Okay. Don't think, just do. Woo-wee! I'm going to sum up our training for this marathon in 3 words, and it is these 3 things, if I can remember them. It is strength, it is mobility, and it is sleep. And when you really double down on those 3 things on top of your running, even if you don't like to do them. Oh, it's really cold around my neck. Why is it so cold around my neck? Even if you don't like to do them, you will reap the rewards. That is so cold, Mary. It's burning my neck so bad. Okay, that's 6 minutes of pain. Here we go. Oh my god. Okay, if you liked this video, you're definitely going to like this one. My body's shutting down, which is about our training for Chicago. Oh my god, we've got 6 weeks to go. Make sure you subscribe so you can follow the journey and watch us run Chicago marathons and hopefully find the joy. Hopefully find a PB. Definitely find the joy. Where's the towel? I didn't even bring a towel down. I didn't bring a towel down. This week we're focusing on Oreo cornettos, which are up there.
They're a go-to in Thailand. You can get them pretty much in any shop. So
they're not Haagen-Dazs, but I'm going to put them at the moment maybe number 2 or 3.
Oh, that's high.
Yeah. See you next time.